Hello and welcome to another episode of All Elite Arcade. It is a Monday morning, afternoon, night. It could be a different day, but when this gets released, it's Monday. And for Mondays, here in the household of Evil Uno and the Chugs, we talk video games. Chugs, I don't know about you. I actually didn't get to play nearly as much stuff as I typically would want to, but I did play a lot of early access for two games that I really want to talk about this week.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm excited to hear about it. But Uno, same thing. I feel like we say this every week. And the thing is, we're being totally honest. I never play as much video games as I want to, even if I play a lot. It's like never enough, dude. It's never enough. So,
I mean, this week especially, I couldn't wait to go home. I haven't been home yet. And I know you haven't played Death Stranding 2. I don't know if you're planning on it, but the amount of people that have talked positively about it, that's really all I want to do is go home and see that on my PS Pro. But alas, it's all Steam Deck for me this week.
Oh, nice.
So the two games that I wanted to talk about, we actually teased it last week, but I ended up playing a little bit of No Rest for the Wicked, which is...
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this.
That's right. That's the isometric third person... I have not hack and slash, but it's very similar to a Dark Souls game, but it has a different vision. It's by the people that made... Ori and the I forget the
Blind Forest.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Something of the Wisp as well.
Moon
Studios. That's right. Incredible studio. They made some of my favorite Metroidvania games probably ever. Ori are beautiful games. If you've never played those, that is one that you should add to your backlog. Both of their previous games are incredible. This is the game that it's been in early access, I think, for a little more than a year now. Originally, when it came out, it had a very small amount of content to it. I remember I wanted to play it, but everyone that had gotten it has said, like, hey, you can get to the content fairly quickly. 6 hours, give it a wait. It will eventually get better. Now that we're a year and a half in, my understanding is there is like 30 hours plus of content at this point, which is a non sequitur for any of this discussion because I only got to play 4 hours of this game, and this game is kicking my ass. The first hour, so I've heard a lot about this game recently because one, it's very visually stunning. The artwork in it is like, I don't know how to, instead of making lifelike figures, they found an art form. It kind of makes me think of Dishonored, how like the faces are kind of like angular shaped and kind of have like a matte painting over top of it. It looks incredible. Genuinely, I think the art direction on this game is by far the most stunning part of this game. And visually, it is incredible. All the extra effects, the fires, everything, the way it's lit. I think it's very beautiful. But everyone was telling me how difficult this game is. And the first hour of this game, I thought, like, this is not that bad. I've played a bunch of other games that are way harder than this. People were telling me, like, this will, if you thought Elden Ring was hard, this will beat your ass. And you know what? I thought, like, oh, they're wrong. After an hour's time, I'm doing just fine. And I should have known that the first hour is tutorialization. They're just kind of throwing very easy enemies at you. Now I'm 4 hours in, and I can tell you the last 3 hours have been really just playing the same chunk of spot over and over because I am getting destroyed. This is one of, I don't know how to explain it because there's nothing about this game that is, like, unique in the sense that they're not doing extra difficulty stuff that I've never seen before. It's just the parry window is something I can't get around. The roll, everything is very deliberate. So when you swing, it takes a decent amount of time depending on the weapon you have. I have a very slow weapon that hits very hard at this moment. And you can change your weapons fairly regularly. You find them as you progress through there. And there's actually, the weapons do degrade over time, so you have to switch around, you have to change your playstyle a little bit every now and then. But everything is so deliberate that you can't hack and slash your way through anything in this. You really have to pick and choose your times when to get in. And it is, man, I cannot explain how difficult this game is because you would think, like, I have more of a view when you play a Dark Souls game. It's a behind third person. You know, you're seeing it from a back end, and when you're rolling, you don't actually know where you're rolling most of the time. You're just hoping you get into that sliver of what is, what is a safe spot. Usually, if you roll into the attack will go over you, and you're fine. In this game, you're getting an isometric view, so you're seeing it from over top. You should have more information. You should have a better understanding of where you should roll. But it actually makes it so much harder. Like, you have to roll in very specific spots, or you have to parry in very specific spots to not get a radius of the sword attack or a giant attack. It's surprisingly very, very challenging. Everyone that told me it was hard, they were not lying. Excuse me.
Uno, I'm so excited to play this, and I'm glad you're enjoying it so much. But same thing, I heard about how unbelievably difficult it is. I know we talked about this before, but there are people that I watch on YouTube, and I've seen some footage of people playing this game, and a few of these people are like expert Elden Ring players, like doing like level 1 runs, not leveling their weapon up at all, not getting hit at all, and then watching them play No Rest for the Wicked and struggle because of the difficulty. Clearly, this game is going to be really, really challenging. I can't wait to play it, but man, it does look tough.
Oh yeah, this is definitely up your alley. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. So I'm definitely gonna be putting more time on this. It runs beautifully on a Steam Deck, which has been great for me because.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, I just have I have a Steam Deck for when I'm on travels. I haven't been home in a week and a half at this point, and so that's been incredible. The other early access game I started putting time into it is Hades 2. I love the first Hades. I think it's one of the best indie games to come out in the last 20 years. It's got incredible replayability. You can play like 20-minute runs. Every time you die, you go back to the overworld. Something changes. New stories are unveiled. The writing is incredible. The music is incredible. And then Hades 2 came out in early access. And when it originally came out, excuse me, I'm a little sick today. I played a little bit of it. And I reached a certain point where I saw like, oh, if I keep going, I'm going to see the shell of this game because it's an early access. It is not completed. So I took some time away from it. It's been over a year now. I came back to it. They've dropped 3 large updates in Steam Early Access. It is still not in full release yet. I've played 13 hours, I think, of it this week. Oh, and nice. I do not see an ending in sight. It feels like a very, very fleshed out game. If you've played the original Hades, it is very similar, obviously, in visual aesthetics. It still has incredible writing, incredible music. But if you are familiar with Hades, this game does a lot of things to change upon it. In this one, you are the second child of Hades. You're in a near future where Kronos, the god of time, has taken Hades and your family, and you were saved from that, and you're in this purgatory stage where you are between heaven and hell. And the beautiful thing now is that I am just going downwards towards hell, and there is obviously a path to heaven as well. So there is 2 parts to this game. The second part I have not unveiled yet. So incredibly cool. You get to meet most of the gods. They give you your boons, everything like that. They added a lot of new stuff. You can get all kinds of different tools. Before you get tools like fishing, but now you can mine things. You can capture souls. There's all kinds of new interactions with people. They're now armor sets. You can find the Weaver on your path, gain an armor, change kind of your run. There's all kinds of interesting powers. And overall, it is more Hades, but that's really all I want from Hades 2. It's been incredible as of yet. I cannot wait to put more time into it, and I cannot wait to talk more about it. But if you played Hades 1, this is it. More Hades, more content.
Yeah. Dude, I've been so curious about how Hades 2 was compared to Hades 1 because I do have a little bit of experience with the first Hades, and again, like everybody else, really enjoyed it. But the concept of going one path to hell and one path to heaven, that's really cool. That seems really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited to when I get to that path because right now the lower part seems very familiar. The bosses are all different. A lot of the enemy designs are very different. The weaponry it's odd because there's so much weapons and there's so many ways of changing in the original game. It's kind of hard to decipher how much of it is different in this game, but there are so many ways. If you get one weapon, that's not your only way. Every time you get a boon, it changes it. Every time you get a relic from a god, that changes it as well. So your runs are always different. It's a great like throw 30 minutes into a game, get a couple runs, maybe one big run. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I will definitely be playing more of it. I don't know when exactly the point is when there is no other content. Um, I guess we'll have to wait and see if I ever get to that point. But the first Hades I played 100 hours of, and I don't even think I
Wow.
fully completed it. So I don't think it will be anytime soon. So I'm enjoying both of those, but that is
Yeah.
unfortunately all I got to play this week. What about you, Chugs? What have you been playing?
Yeah, so I got to play a fair amount. I was traveling quite a bit too, but I did manage to squeeze in quite a bit of gaming. Actually, yesterday, before we filmed this, I got a ton of gaming in preparation for this podcast, and I just love playing video games. So I'm glad that I had yesterday. But in regards to this week, once again, I'm going to pass over this very quickly, but I wake up every morning to play Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. I'm collecting as many of these EV cards in the new EV Grove pack, and I love that they continue to do that. Again, they're adding more and more stuff with the battles and the different tools and the different things that moves do. So again, I initially thought I was just going to be into collecting the cards. Now I'm very much into the battling as well. So once again, having a blast with that. In regards to on stream, I did manage to get a couple of streams in, and right now I have my 5 game cycle put on hold because I'm playing through the Liza P Overture DLC. And my God, every single time I get the chance to stream or play this DLC, I like it more and more. Currently, I'm going through this carnival area, which is really, really cool. Again, the environment is awesome with snow coming down, and the level design of these areas has been so impressive. So many of them intertwine really well with opening different shortcuts and finding different things to do. But specifically in this carnival, again, you go around and you collect these carnival coins, and then there are little games that you can play to get rewards, which is fun. Like literally mini games. Like there's some stuff where you have to throw and like break the balloons, which by the way is very difficult because you can't aim. So you just have to like angle your controller where you think the object being thrown will go. So that was kind of tricky. There was another area where it was almost like whack-a-mole where these balloons popped up and you have to break the balloons, but there's also ones that explode, so you have to avoid those. So really fun change up in addition to fighting all these new different carnival enemies, if you will. But from one of those carnival games, I did manage to finally get a new weapon that I'm going to use playing throughout the DLC. Because again, I've been using the Holy Sword of the Ark through most of the base game and then also the beginnings of the DLC. And with this DLC coming out and all these new amazing weapons, I was like, I'd really like to use one of the new weapons. But at the time, I had not gotten a motivity weapon. So motivity being strength. Normally, I do like a quality build in Souls-like games where I'll level up my strength and technique, or sorry, my strength and dexterity. In Liza P, it's motivity and technique. And I did stick with mostly motivity and a little bit of a secondary in technique. So I was really looking for this motivity weapon, and I found one, and it's incredible. Uno, it's called the Maniac's Pinwheel. It's literally two giant pinwheels on this sword-like, staff. And one of the coolest things about it, not only does the weapon look really cool, not only with the motivity crank does it have an S scaling in motivity, which is awesome. That's the first weapon I've gotten where you get an S scaling, so I get bonus damage based on my motivity stat. But there's this really cool feature about this weapon where it's scaled 1 through 4. And when you use your grindstone or when you sprint, the pinwheel starts spinning. And there's level 1, level 2, level 3, all the way up to level 4. And what this does is it gives you bonus damage, but not in the way you would think. So when the wheels are spinning and you hit the enemy, not only do you hit them, but the weapon sticks in the enemy for like a few seconds. It'll be like you hit them and then it does more damage because the pinwheels are spinning. It is so cool. It is such a fun weapon to use. Still, the Holy Sword of the Ark, which is the boss weapon, that one still objectively is more strong or more powerful. But I'm so excited that I got a new DLC weapon and I'm having a blast with it. It's so much fun. Once again, the enemies are incredibly challenging. I think for me at this point, getting through the areas has been more difficult than the bosses. The bosses are definitely difficult and they've been super fun, really well done. But my God, the areas are so tricky. So again, speaking of content, I feel like I have a long ways to go before finishing this Eliza P Overture DLC. But I got myself a new weapon. I'm having a blast in the carnival. It's just again a 10 out of 10 DLC. It's so good. And on my own, In addition to that, speaking of the Steam Deck, I talked recently about beating 9 Souls, and now I was ready to jump into Expedition 33 again. So because I'm traveling so much, I would love to be able to play Expedition 33 on my PC at home. And when I'm home, I absolutely will do that. But because I travel so much, I decided to play it on my Steam Deck. Again, the story is too good. The game is too good. I don't want to wait until I'm home to play Expedition 33. And I'm still very, very early in the game. I just recently cleared the Gestural Village, which is really cool. I got my fourth party member as well. Every time I play this game, there's a major story point that happens that has me really, really excited to look into the future of where the game is going. But once again, really starting to get the hang of the parry windows. But what else I'm really, really into now is all the different weapons that you can get with these characters, and then the certain bonuses that you can get along the way. Like, for example, the final person that I fought in the Gestural Village, I ended up getting a reward for Mael. And one of the cool things about her, and one of the cool things about all the characters, is there's all these different stat bonuses or attributes that certain characters have that other ones don't. For example, Mael, she has different stances she can go into. I believe it's either a low stance, a high stance, or virtuosa stance, or something along those lines. But virtuosa stance is the best one. It's like plus 200% damage,
Yeah.
For your basic attacks or your attacks in general. And I recently got a sword that starts Mael in that stance. So I'm like, oh my God, I found my favorite sword in the game, I think. I'll be interested to see how long I end up using that sword. But again, as I'm continuing to play, I just keep discovering more and more stuff in regards to the attributes of the characters, obviously the story, the battles, and stuff like that. But my God, I barely played any of it since restarting it, only like 2 hours maybe. But man, it's such a great game. I could totally see this being game of the year for people.
I'm really excited for you to get further in because so now you're getting accustomed to all the different levels of like playability in each character. Mael is by far my favorite character because of the virtuoso stance. I feel like half of my boss battles were based around just making her my strongest attack and setting her up to attack last so that I could get the most damage. But you're about to hit essentially the last. So you're only the first third of this game, and I feel like all the emotionally poignant stuff is coming up after this. So I'm very excited to see what you're about to go through.
Oh, I'm excited. I love me some juicy lore, especially emotional juicy lore. Give it all to me. But I'm really excited too. I'm definitely excited to talk about this game week after week. Again, I feel like everyone has played it and really enjoyed it. So now I'm playing catch up to try to play this game. But fortunately, I've avoided spoilers completely. So yeah, can't wait to continue this game. But also, as I had mentioned, I got to play some video games with my brother yesterday, which was really, really nice. Me and him had started a file on PC of the original Resident Evil HD remaster, which, by the way, on PC runs at a smooth 60, looks just absolutely gorgeous. That game still holds up to this day. The remake of the tank control, Resident Evil Director's Cut. So once again, absolutely love that game. Love survival horror games. I really, really do hope in some capacity they make a comeback. Like, I would so be down for a tank control survival horror game, which I know in the indie scene we're getting to see a lot of that. So
we got Crow Country last year. That was an incredible game too.
We got a game that I'm going to talk about actually later later into this section. So got to definitely play some really cool survival horror stuff. But also, again, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the additions in the Resident Evil HD remaster are so good. One of those being the whole Lisa Trevor storyline. When I really think about it, I feel like the Lisa Trevor storyline in the Resident Evil HD remaster is maybe the darkest story point in the franchise. Like, I really can't think of anything that is worse than that. It's such a terrible, disturbing scenario.
I'll be honest, I've never played through the HD remaster and didn't even know it had a separate story.
Okay. Well, let me tell you some spoilers, Uno, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Let's get into it.
So the premise is the same, right? It's the exact same thing. Stars going to this mansion, Umbrella being involved, Wesker being evil, the pharmaceutical company camouflaging themselves to make the T virus or whatever. So that is all still there, but they did add a lot of cool little interesting story points throughout the game. For example, they acknowledge Ada in the HD remaster, which is really, really cool. cool. There's just more footage, more dialogue options. But the Lisa Trevor storyline is Mr. Trevor was the person who built the mansion for Spencer, the Spencer mansion for Umbrella and things like that. But Mr. Trevor brought his wife and his daughter Lisa with him to stay in the mansion. Long story short, Spencer knew that the Trevor family knew too much, so they captured and tested and killed Mr. Trevor and Mrs. Trevor. Lisa Trevor, the daughter, managed, while she was getting the injections and the testing, managed to survive, but massively deform as she was getting all these versions of the T virus. So, long story short, the daughter, Lisa Trevor, is walking around the mansion like just super super infected, but she still has some of her consciousness. Like she can acknowledge that, like she keeps her mom's skeleton nearby and she'll say mother and things like that. It's like the darkest, most sad, and also scary. She's just such an amazing enemy, such a cool monster design. But I love that they added that portion because that was not in the original Resident Evil at all. So it was just a really really cool addition to create to the darkness and the eeriness of Umbrella and Resident Evil as a whole. So yeah, that in a nutshell is the most basic version of the Lisa Trevor storyline.
I'm gonna have to play it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you should. You should, man. You would love it. You would love it. Also, you know what? Speaking of survival horror, I'm going to jump right into this one too. Again, I got the chance to play a little bit of a game called Tormented Souls, which was an indie game, also available on Steam, I believe. Well, we played it on Steam. I'm not sure if it's available elsewhere. I think it might be. But really, really cool traditional survival horror game. Super, super fun. Again, I'm super early into it, but I'm walking around this really, really creepy house. But it's exactly what you'd expect. Inventory slots, puzzles that you have to solve, enemies that you have to fight, enemies that you have to run away from. It does a really, really good job of creating a super eerie atmosphere, and it's really, really well made. Like quality wise, I'm very, very impressed with Tormented Souls. So pretty much, if anyone's interested or wanting to play a traditional tank control survival horror game, Tormented Souls is an amazing game to check out if you haven't already. Again, graphically, it's very impressive. Really good music. The story is very intriguing. It's eerie. It's creepy. The puzzles are good. So yeah, definitely highly recommend that one. And last but not least, Uno, me and my brother also got to play 50 games together yesterday.
Oh, I'm excited to hear you talk about this one.
50 games, and those 50 games are UFO 50. I have been meaning to play UFO 50 for so long. I've had it downloaded on my Steam Deck, ready to go, and I have not jumped in yet. But my brother was curious about it as well. So me and him both decided he was going to get UFO 50, and we were going to go and preview all the different games. Man, to try to remember everything is going to be super, super difficult. But just generally, to say this first, it is so unbelievably cool that the developers did this. They created 50 original games, very retro inspired. I love the little nod of like the copyright sign in 1988, like with the year and everything like that. The music is great, and oh my god, what a wide variety of game options. It's like every genre you can think of is there. There's a point and click horror game. There are side scrolling beat 'em ups. There are Metroidvanias. There's game genres I've never even really experienced before. There's like sports games. It is so much fun. I really enjoyed a lot of them. I really liked, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's the very last one on the list, which is like a really fun side-scrolling beat 'em up that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the one where you're a samurai playing soccer.
Yes,
almost.
That game rules. Oh my god.
Fun. Yes. So good. It is, I believe, man, I'm going to say this wrong. Is it Barboto or
Barbota? Yeah, it's like one of the first
Barboda.
few ones, right?
Yes, yeah, I think it's the very first one. Dude, that one I had a ton of fun with too. That one was really cool. But yeah, just such a cool game idea. Again, all we did was just go and preview all of these games, and literally every single one in some capacity we had a good time. Of course, there were ones that were like, oh, we got to play this again. We got to play this for 30 minutes instead of 5 minutes. But yeah, UFO 50 it rules. I hope we get a UFO 52, and I can't wait to play more of these games.
Oh yeah, it's unreal the quality of these games too, and like you've only gotten
Seriously.
to scratch the surface. Some of these games are like 15 hours. It's insane.
Yeah, that's wild. That's so wild.
Yeah.
Ah, what a cool game. What a cool game. But yeah, that was about it for me.
Well, usually we only talk about our video games that we've played, but I also wanted to bring up this news piece that I saw recently from our friends
Yeah.
at Giant Bomb. Uh,
Oh
this is all
yes.
based on the New York Times article. Just recently, they said, "What are your top 100 films of the 21st century?" And people voted for it. They released theirs. I believe Parasite was their number one film at the list. Little spoilers, sorry, friends. But Giant Bomb decided, okay, well, what are the top 10 games of the 21st century? And I know you and I cannot make a list. We're
Yeah.
incapable of making a list of 10 because we'll get real mad and it will take us several hours. But I do want to volley it to our friends here who listen to the podcast. Go to
Yeah.
youtube.com/AW Games. Let us know in the comments down below what your 10 best games of the 21st century. Those are your favorite games. They don't have to be what is considered the
Yes.
best game on like a scale of ratings. This is what you believe are your top games. And then I would like on our part, we don't need to make a full list, but let's try to maybe lock in 2 or 3 each that we think would make our personal lists. I'm going to start with the
Sure.
game I think is going to make both of our lists. I think Elden Ring it would make the top 10 for sure.
That has to be. Has
For
to.
sure.
Again, I've said before, not only is it one of my favorite games ever, but I really do think objectively, I mean, it's so hard to argue that it's not one of the greatest games ever made.
Yes.
Like the technical the impressive feats that this game accomplished, the absolute incredible size, the quality of all the bosses and the enemies. It also runs flawlessly.
Yes.
Like
On
dude,
everything.
Elden Ring is
Yeah.
unbelievable. On everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
most fleshed
exactly.
out of
So
the From Software games. Obviously the
yeah,
most. It's the largest, most robust. You can really approach it in much different ways. Obviously the open world aspect of it makes it incredible, but also just like the amount of variety you can do in your own character, in your own stories, in your own
yeah,
approach. I think like that would be a lock for mine for sure. Um,
absolutely.
on my end, I would also, and then this is I play Blueprints this year, and I think Blueprints would make my top 10 list. It is maybe one of, if not the best puzzle game I've ever played. I know you haven't played it. If you're out
Not
there,
yet. Yeah.
it's about creating a mansion where every room you get to decide what that room is, but then and eventually the idea is to get to the end of the mansion to get to room 46. So it's kind of a labyrinth, but you start realizing that every little room that you drop is another piece of the puzzle. I had to take notes, pen and paper. That's typically my favorite thing to do in a video game. That would make my top 10 personal favorites for sure. Do you have another one you would bounce on there?
Yeah, yeah. For me, for sure, I would say The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has to be
Yes.
on there, at least on my list. Again, it changed my entire perspective of open world games. I to this day still think it's absolutely one of the best open world, one of the best games. Period. The story is incredible, especially now. Now you have the chance to play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt at 60 frames, native 4K. Like the game looks and runs better than it ever has, and it still has that incredible charm, that incredible story, the incredible combat, the incredible world building. So yeah, Witcher 3 for me absolutely would be on there. And then honestly, if I had to pick another one too, God, this is hard. I want to keep going. I just thought of like we can think of so many different games. But God, I was gonna say Red Dead Redemption 2. I really, really was because
Of
I do
course.
think that's also one of the great. But I'm gonna pick a different genre. I'm gonna go. I think Hollow Knight should be on there. I
You know
think
what? I
Hollow
don't
Knight.
disagree. I don't disagree at all.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that is the granddaddy of all Metroidvanias to me. Uh,
It really is. And again, I know Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It inspired this genre, this Metroidvania. They deserve all that credit. But I swear, Hollow Knight like forced the games industry, or inspired the games industry in so many different ways that we're getting all these incredible Metroidvanias now. Like after, I swear there were not this many Metroidvanias
no,
before Hollow Knight.
no, not at all.
It was just it's taken over the world. Every time there is a showcase of any sort, the Game Awards, Summer Game Fest, the number one thing spammed in the chat is Silksong. Like people can't wait for the sequel of Hollow Knight. So the impact the game has made, it still is incredible to this day. I could go back and play Hollow Knight every year and never get sick of it. So yeah, I'm going to say Witcher 3 and Hollow Knight for me.
So let us know what you believe should be on this list. Obviously, go to youtube.com/awgames. What are your 10 favorite games of this century? We might try to compile a list ourselves in the future. It's just, honestly, it's going to take me several hours to knock it down because I was, off the top of my head, I was like, okay, maybe Last of Us, Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. But then I start realizing, man, shaping it to 10 is impossible. But you can try it.
Hard.
Go to youtube.com/awgames. Get in those comments. Let us know. We will check them out, and we will try to form a list in the next few weeks as well. That is not all, though. We have a bunch of news, some good, some awful news. All of it coming to you right after this. And we're back. It is time to talk your news of the week. It is July. Usually we talk about game releases. Actually, during the Steam summer sale just happened, not a whole lot of games dropped during this time. I think Death Stranding 2 was the big one. That's doing incredible numbers everywhere. Great reviews all around, but both of us have not played it yet. I do have, by the time this releases, I will be back home. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm playing Death Stranding 2. I'm very excited. Our friends have said a lot of good things about it. But there's a bunch of other news this week, so let's start with the good. We'll finish on the bad. Starting with Bandai Namco just had a summer showcase where they revealed a bunch of new stuff that they are releasing. Let us start by discussing what those are. First of all, Little Nightmare 3. If you've seen or played Little Nightmare 1 and 2, that is a side-scrolling horror game. Incredible visuals. It's like a bunch of little puppets and clay formed into some really grotesque stuff. You got to see it, right, Chugs?
I did. Yeah. These. So I love the Little Nightmares games, and Little Nightmares 3 is going to be incredible. So I actually, on purpose, there were two things that dropped. There was like a 1:45-second trailer. Then there was like a 12-minute deep dive into the game itself. I didn't watch the deep dive video because I want to avoid spoilers as much as possible. And after watching that little trailer, I'm like, oh, I'm going to love this game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to absolutely love it. So again, if you played Little Nightmares 1 or 2, it's more of the same. But I mean that as the highest compliment. The Little Nightmares games are awesome. Please go out of your way if you have not played them. If you like games like Inside or Limbo, Little Nightmares is like right up your alley. But yeah, Little Nightmares 3 is going to rule. I can't wait. Can't wait. And Reanimal. I'm excited for Reanimal.
Oh, yeah, that looks awesome too. Little Nightmare 3 actually comes out October 10th across everything: Xbox, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, so it goes backwards, Switch 2, and PC. Very excited to play that for sure. They also showed Patapon 1 and 2 Replay. That's the remastered version of the PSP games. I used to play those games a bunch on my PSP or PS Vita. I can't remember which one I was playing it on. Both of those are in a package. They come out July 11th on PlayStation 5, Switch, and PC. They also showed a brand new fighting game. This one is My Hero Academia, which I did watch a bunch of the anime. I enjoy quite a lot, called All's Justice. It's a 3v3 fighting game that features all of the students from Class 1 as well as a bunch of villains from the series. I believe it has the same visual aesthetic and the same kind of gameplay as Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero. So if you've played that, that is similar to what that will be. It's set to come out on PS5, Xbox, and PC via Steam, but there was no official date just yet. It does look very cool, though. If you're into that anime, there's a wide, there's so many characters in that anime. It's going to make for a great fighting game. They showed a lot of Code Vein 2, which I did not play Code Vein originally. I heard very good things. They showed Revenants and Revenant Hunters from Code Vein 2, and also did not announce the date, but it will be coming out in 2026, as well as they will be showing more of it later this year. After that...
Same.
Please go for it.
I was just gonna say same thing. I hadn't gotten the chance to play the first Code Vein, but same thing. I got the chance to get like a hands-on preview of Code Vein 2. Didn't play anything, but getting to see footage of Code Vein 2, and it looks really really cool. So I feel like I definitely want to check this one out.
One game that I'm actually very excited for because I played a lot of the previous iterations is Everybody's Golf Hot Shots is coming out. That is that was like the rival to Mario Golf, an incredible golf series. It's kind of, I wouldn't even say zany. It's just very colorful, very simplistic golf. That is coming out on PlayStation 5, Switch, and PC on September 5th, and will feature all kinds of people, including Pac-Man and a bunch of other Sega characters. Super Robot Wars Y is coming out on August 28th. I don't know very much about this game, but it's a mech game. I believe it is a sequel to a previous Super Robot Wars. And people seem very excited for it. And then they also showed a new character for Tekken 8. Tekken 8 has been around now for a year and a half. And the character Fakhunram, Fakhunram, I'm not swearing, I swear. Fakhunram will be coming out Tekken 8 Season 2 on July 7th for early access and July 10th as the official release. And then the big one they revealed was a Digimon game called Digimon Story Time Stranger, a game where you could get 450 different Digimon. If you were in that Pokemon craze in the late 90s, you probably were also in the Monster Hunter and the Monster Rancher and the Digimon phase. Digimon is still going strong. That game comes out October 3rd.
So soon.
Very soon, very soon. And that is mostly what they showed. They also showed, we talked about last week, but they showed a little more of Shadow Labyrinth. That's the Pac-Man game that we had talked about. That will be coming out very soon on July 18th. We're very excited. But they showed essentially a boss fight that features Pac-Man in it, and it's just does not look like a Pac-Man game at all, but it does look like a game that both you and I would enjoy for sure.
Oh yeah. Again, the idea of this being based off of that secret level episode, which again was my favorite from that series. I still need to watch a few more, but it's my favorite that I've seen so far. I love that they turned this into a game, and I love that it's a Metroidvania.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that a single episode of a TV show exclusive to one network was influential enough to make a video game. But you know what? I'm here for it because I think that's a dark reboot of Pac-Man is not what I thought I would get, but I'm in for it.
Right.
Next up, we talked about the Switch 2 doing incredibly well. Well, it continues. It's now sold over 5 million units, outselling the pace of the PS4 and essentially being the fastest selling console of all time. Not much more to add, but Nintendo is doing incredible. And then I know, Bonanza's coming out this month. It's only going to sell even more. Very excited to play that above everything else.
It is very exciting, and because I know we talked about this before, but the games industry was kind of curious to see how the Switch 2 was going to do performance wise, especially with before the Wii selling really well and then the Wii U not selling that well. People thought maybe they'd be confused with the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, and Nintendo has shown that is not the case at all. Everyone is still very much into the Nintendo Switch. Everyone can't wait to get their hands on a Switch 2, and again, we're still just in the infancy of this console. So as more and more titles come out, like Donkey Kong Bonanza and stuff, the library is going to grow, the console sales are going to grow. The Switch 2 is awesome and has had like the perfect start, I think, to its life.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for the more Nintendo Switch stuff. Excluding, I mean, in the next few weeks we're going to talk about Donkey Kong a ton. Nintendo also confirmed that Donkey Kong Bonanza is being made by the Mario Odyssey team, so that is essentially confirming it's going to be an incredible game. I'm very excited for that because I loved Mario Odyssey. Bonanza will be no different, and from everything I've read as of yet, people are raving about it.
Yeah, exactly. This Mario Odyssey is my favorite 3D Mario ever. So the fact that this team is working on Donkey Kong Bonanza is it rules. But it's pretty much a guarantee that Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be incredible.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and we're just a few weeks away, so we'll be talking about it probably 2 podcasts from now as well.
Yeah.
And then finally, we teased it, but we teased it last week. We've talked about this throughout the year, but the incredibly bad news again. Microsoft has gone on and laid off 9,000 workers which is insane, on a huge layoff bliss, and only less than half of that were at Xbox specifically. So it's across the entire board. We're gonna talk specifically Xbox since this is a video game podcast. Obviously, terrible news. In a climate where we think we have the best games in the world, it would seem that having a job in video games is one of the most volatile places to work at the time. I'm not going to go through everyone that was let go. It is quite unfortunate, but we are going to talk about some major stuff that has been canceled, as well as the people who were let go. John Romero, you know, from the man who made Doom, he had a complete dev team working on his next shooter project. Well, funding for that has been completely cut off from Microsoft. Everyone on that team is gone. That's one big layoff, and that alone would be huge. But that's huge. That's not even it. The Perfect Art reboot that we had heard about, that's been completely canceled. Layoffs at the team that was developing it is gone. Rare, their next project, which I think was called Everwood, that's canceled. A bunch of people from Rare were let go as well. Developer The Initiative closed down entirely. And then as well as the Forza development team, Turn 10, lost half of its staff. So just an insane degree of people have been let go at Microsoft. This is a tale of multiple things. One, I think Game Pass is not doing as well as we think it is. I think Game Pass is maybe the future, and trying to be on every console is definitely helping them, but it's definitely not keeping people employed. They're not making as much revenue as you would think. Two, I also think AI and the prevalence of AI is probably not helping anyone's work right now, which is quite unfortunate. And then three, and I think this is the major one, is in the last 5 years, Microsoft made major acquisitions that cost billions of dollars. Activision, a lot of the top developers, so that they could get Bethesda, so on and so forth. Bethesda even got some cuts as well. That means that, you know, you're buying some top publishing teams, some top development teams, some top brands. The lower part of your inventory is going to start falling out, and I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah, Uno, I think you're right. Again, every time we talk about this, I feel like every time this gets brought up, it's like it's worse and worse news. Like 9,000 people is absolutely unbelievable. And you're right. I know the Activision Blizzard deal. I think it cost 60 something billion dollars. Like it was so much money that Microsoft spent. But yeah, this is just a huge bummer. Like again, I say it all the time, and you just said it earlier. As a gamer and a gaming fan, it's never been better to love video games and be into video games. But my God, I feel like it's never been more volatile to work in the games industry. And it's sad because there's a lot of incredibly talented, hardworking people who absolutely deserve to work on these games that we all love so much. So it breaks my heart. It breaks my
genuinely
heart.
Feels like every week we're hearing about another 1,000 people being let off.
Every week.
It's
yeah.
You know, and if you're out there looking for developers, or you're looking for writers or artists or stuff, there's a ton of people looking out for work. Go scout their LinkedIn's and so on. We're thinking of all you. I hope you all fall back on your feet. It is a weird week in the world of video games, and hopefully, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think this will be the end of it. It never feels like it ends on this year. But we are going into next quarter financially, so who the hell knows what's coming up. But I pray it will be better in the future. Bad news to end this segment, but that's okay. On the light side, we have good news because we're going to be talking about our favorite segment of the show, the Arcade Mailbag, comes to you right after this. And we're back. It's time to talk the arcade mailbag. If you want your questions answered by us, go to tbs.com/arcade mailbag. We answer 3 questions every single show, and it is by far our favorite segment of the show. And it's brought to you by our friends at Upper Deck. Collect your favorite in 2025's Upper Deck AEW and start your trading card collection today. Unwrap autographs, memorabilia, or premium tech inserts. I've actually got a pack opened already so that we can unveil what we got. And it starts with Riho. We've got Death Triangle. Ray Phoenix. This is Red Velvet. Taz. Oh my God. I didn't know we had a Taz card.
Let's go.
He looks cool.
Let's go.
Eddie Kingston on a canvas card. That's a special card right there. Nyla Rose. Ooh, with a sheen in the back.
Ooh.
Roderick Strong, your good pal. This one is a Dazzler
let's
card.
Go, Roddy.
We've got, this is the BCC. Penta. Another Nyla Rose, a different Nyla Rose card. And ending it all with Queen Amanada, which I believe that is her first card. You can get that and so much more at upperdeck.com. Thank you to Upper Deck for supporting us and sponsoring this segment of the show. We have 3 questions today, Chugs. I will read them.
Yes.
And it starts with our good friend, Greg. Greg says, hey, Chugs and Uno. I got my tickets for All in Texas. Hell yeah. And I hope there's a chance that I run into both of you while I'm there. I'm going to be doing so much. There's a very good chance you'll see me. I'll be at a free meet and greet. See you there. As for my question, you guys both have epic entrance theme songs, but if you had an opportunity to change themes to any video game song, what would you choose? Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. Man, great question. Great question. There's a lot of really, really epic songs that I feel like I could choose. Like, again, I love music from The Witcher. I love music from Halo. But man, the main theme, the final boss theme in Elden Ring, which is like a version of the main theme, is one of the most sick songs ever. It is just, it's so, so epic. So I'm going to go the main boss theme from Elden Ring.
Dude, you would look so cool coming out to that.
It's so cool, dude. Red hair, Radagon.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I actually, I've come out to this song before on the Independence, and I think if I had a choice, I would do it again. From Undertale, I would come out to Megalovania. I think it's an incredible song. It's a great kick. And honestly, it just fuels me with so much energy and determination. That would be my song of choice. Great question, Greg. We appreciate you so much. If you have a good suggestion, let that down at youtube.com/AWGames in the comment section. Mark is our next question. Mark says, hey, Chugs and Uno, just want to say thanks for all the awesome game recommendations over the episodes. You've definitely added a bunch of games to my backlog, and I wouldn't have found otherwise. Are there any hidden games you love but haven't had a chance to talk about on the show yet? One game that I just found recently, I know I would seriously recommend you check out, is the game Showgunners. I would describe it as XCOM meets the Running Man movie. It's 70% off right now in the Steam Summer Sale. Whoa. I will check that out. Chugs, do you have a recommendation that we have not talked about recently?
Yeah, it was kind of tricky because I do feel like now that we've been doing this for a while, I can't rack my brain and remember every single game that I brought up here before. But one that has been kind of sticking in my mind for a little bit is, as many of you know, I love Metroidvanias. There's a game called Axiom Verge that I got on Switch. I believe it's definitely available on Steam, and it may be available on Xbox and PlayStation as well. It's been out for a little while, but it's a really, really cool, like almost 8-bit Metroidvania game that has a really, really cool atmosphere, really cool feel. So yeah, my recommendation would be Axiom Verge. If you like Metroidvanias, that'd be my choice. I don't think I brought that up before.
Yeah, that's all developed by one single person too. It's an incredible Metroidvania game.
Wild.
Yeah, it's crazy that one person is capable of doing that. They also made a sequel as well. Well worth trying out. Yeah. The first one though is one of the greats. You should go and check that out for sure.
Yeah.
I've talked about a lot of my recommendations, but I want to talk about one recently because the sequel of the game got canceled. And I also wanted to give a little bit of news. I was actually supposed to produce pro wrestling content for the sequel of this game. We were in discussions, but unfortunately, it just got shelved this week. The game I would like to talk about is Hypnospace Outlaw. Hypno Space Outlaw is on Steam. It's on Xbox. I think you can also play it on Switch if I remember correctly. And what it is a late '90s website and message board simulation. It's like they redid late '90s GeoCity websites. If you're old enough to know what that means, and essentially you are scouring a fake internet, and you are a content police. You're trying to see whoever has stolen content on websites, and you're trying to report it. It is zany. It has some really weird stuff in that, and it features incredibly stupid music. But one of my favorite games I love to play. If you like playing with old interfaces, usually that's a sign of a game that I will like. Is when you put me in like a '90s Windows style game. I love that stuff. I love playing with old interfaces in general. Hypno Space Outlaw would be right up your alley. It's one of my favorite games I've played in the last 20 years. Very sad that the sequel has been cut, especially because I got to be a small part of it. But if you have the chance, it is available, and it is also, I believe, 60% off on the Steam Summer Sale right now. Hypno Space Outlaw, go check it out. Thank you very much for the question, Mark. Yeah. Next up, we've got Jay. Jay says, "Hey, Uno and Chugs, I love the episode where you guys challenge each other to play a game out of your comfort zone. I played both Ender Lilies and The Witness because you guys suggested it and loved both games, especially The Witness, which I wouldn't have played otherwise because puzzle games aren't really my thing, but I'm glad I did. It was such an incredible experience. This is why we suggest them. This is why we do it."
Yes.
I was wondering if you guys are planning to bring back the segment anytime soon, and if you are, Uno, can you please recommend Chugs to play one of your favorite dating visual novel games? Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey.
Maybe. All right, how about this? Do your suggestion. I'll see if I can think of a dating visual novel game that's worth you playing.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, yeah. Thank you again for the question. Thank you everyone for the questions. And I do love the idea of us recommending games to each other. I know both of us are so busy and both of our backlogs are long enough, but it is really, really fun, especially to try games out of our comfort zone. Because I've been saying forever, it's like I want to try more real-time strategy games or puzzle games because I don't have a ton of experience with them. Because I really do love all video games. So getting to try some different genres would be cool. Uno, I'm going to give you two. just in case. So one of them is going to be a first-person shooter, and one of them is going to be like more of a turn-based RPG. So the problem is you may have already played the second one I recommend. But Uno, as you know, Halo is my favorite franchise of all time. Not just because the multiplayer is great, not just because the music is great, but the campaigns are absolutely incredible. And my favorite campaign in the entire series is from Halo Reach, which is the prequel to the entire franchise. It's an amazing story, an incredible game. I guarantee that you would love it. So, Uno, I'm going to recommend the Halo Reach campaign.
I do want to say, I've never beat a single campaign of Halo, so that is a good recommendation.
Okay, and I'm going to list the second one. So if you've already played this, then just never mind. I won't say it. But Uno, because I can't remember. Have you played Sea of Stars?
No, I have not.
There we go. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Two recommendations for you. So yeah, the Halo Reach campaign, and you can pick either one of these. But secondly is Sea of Stars, which again, Uno, is this traditional 16-bit turn-based RPG with timed attacks, kind of like how Paper Mario is, or Expedition 33, only it's with the attacks and the defense. But dude, Uno, the music is great, the story is great, the turn-based combat is super fun. It like takes you back to the 90s. Like you feel like you're a kid again playing this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go either Halo Reach or Sea of Stars as a recommendation for you.
Okay, well I have two. One is based on Jay's recommendation. I'm going to give you a dating sim because
okay.
Little known thing about Evil Uno, he plays everything, and he plays unfortunately a bunch of dating sims as well. But I'm going to play something that I think it will be in your wheelhouse. Have you played Doki Doki Literature Club?
I have not.
Okay, so Doki Doki Literature Club is a dating sim game, but it is also a horror game. It is fairly short. I will not give you the synopsis of it, but it is worth investing your time because you could beat it within 5 hours. So it's really not long, especially when you're talking about dating sim games, because they typically go on to 20, 30 hours. Go on, please.
So, quick. Yeah, so is this a game I could play on my Steam Deck?
Yes, you can play it on Steam Deck. You can do that very easily.
Right.
And in fact, that's how I played it as well. You play it on PC, and I think it's available across all platforms now. Doki Doki Literature Club. That is my dating sim recommendation right now. If you're into that, then I'll get you to the weirder dating sims afterwards.
Okay.
And then my second recommendation, I will go into the puzzle realm because I think you still play less puzzle games than I do, and that is by far one of my favorite genres. Last time I recommended The Witness. I would like to recommend The Return of Obra Dinn. It is one of the highest rated games of the last 25 years. What it is you're an insurance broker where you can travel in time, to ignore that part, and you are going back to a log of a shipwreck, and you're going to play through 10 scenes of that shipwreck. You essentially walk into a ship as it is frozen in time, and you interact with every object and person to try and decipher which person on the log of 100 people is who and how they died and by who. And you go through the entire season, you reconstructed piece by piece. It's incredible music. A game that I've never seen anything like it. I don't think anyone's reproduced it since. If you don't like the first 4 hours, you can stop after that because it is just more of that stuff. But I would really, really recommend it. It is one of the most original games I've ever played. Return of the Obra Dinn, and a good suggestion for everyone who out there who has not played it.
Yeah, cool. I love it.
Thank you very much for that question, Jay. A great question from you. If you want your questions answered, tbs.com/arcade mailbag. And if you go to youtube.com/awgames, you can go in the comments, recommend some games for us, because maybe you can play something that's out of my genre or out of the Chugs' genre. We would love some recommendation. We're always looking for new games. Chugs, that is it for this week. We will be back next Monday for more podcast news. You can find me at twitch.tv/eviluno. My birthday is July 20th. We're going to be doing a big Twitch stream that day for Mystery Wrestling. Chugs, what are you going to be playing on your Twitch stream this week?
Oh, nice. But by the time this episode has come out, my birthday has already happened. But I will be streaming on my birthday as well. But you can find me this week, twitch.tv/thechugs. Again, it's a really, really big week for us this week. We're going to be traveling and away and stuff. But for a few days early in the week, I am, of course, going to be continuing the Lies of P Overture DLC. So if you love Souls-likes, love really, really cool areas, love seeing me die a bunch over and over again, twitch.tv/thechugs for the Lies of P Overture DLC.
Yes, do check that out. I'm very interested. I might pop in as well because I want to see some of that DLC. I actually never finished the original game, so I still have to do that if I want to jump into the new one. But that is it. Next Monday, we will talk more video games. Hopefully, I will have opinions on Death Stranding 2 because that is the thing I'm very, very excited to play. And plus, we're only a few weeks away from Donkey Kong, so expect a lot of news about that as well. We're going to be heading out for now. We appreciate you all. Thank you for listening, and we will see you and hear you next Monday. Bye-bye.